Sutra 37. Adesho Virinchihi. Uh, Adesha means substitution. When we replace something by some other thing, that is substitution or replacement. So substitution is called Virinchi. So basically these three sutras, the next three sutras beginning from 37, so 37, 38, 39, they are like some, now we are discussing theory only here, but next chapter onwards from Sandhi we will see how they are practically used. So substitution is called Virinchi, just as Lord Brahma is called Virinchi because he takes one thing and makes another. Because he is not the ultimate creator, Lord Vishnu is the ultimate creator. So Lord Vishnu created creates everything, the five material elements and so on. So Lord Brahma, he takes those things and then he manipulates them and you know then does the secondary creation. So just as Lord Brahma is called Virinchi because he takes one thing and makes another, a rule that acts in the same way is also called uh, Adesha or Virinchi.
So,
So
Prabhu, both Adesha and Virinchi are same.
yes, Adesha. It's just Jiva Goswami is giving this Virinchi name to Adesha.
Okay, okay.
So like that, Prabhu. So
Okay.
the practical
So for substitution, he is telling Virinchi.
yes, for substitution it is Virinchi.
Okay. Adesha is substitution. So for substitution, Jiva Goswami is naming it as Virinchi. Okay, got
Virinchi,
it.
right. So like that. So the practical implication we'll see after in Sandhi chapter and onwards. Then Agamo Vishnu. Agama means insertion, when we insert something. So when we say substitution, so substitution means replacement of an already existing letter,
Mm-hmm.
of an already existing varna, that is substitution. But when we say insertion, then
New one.
what is that?
New one in between.
Yes, new one. So insertion is called Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Just as
Agamo is called insertion. So Jiva Goswami is giving the name Vishnu to it. Okay.
yeah. So just as Lord Vishnu appears of his own accord in the middle and becomes a sustainer, a rule that acts in the same way is also called Agama or Vishnu. So
Wonderful.
basically, uh, Agama or insertion is called Vishnu. So
Good, very good.
we'll see
Yeah.
the practical implication of this also afterwards.
Yeah.
Then the third one is Lopo Haraha. Hara is the name of Lord Shiva. So
Mm-hmm.
deletion,
Diksha.
lopa means deletion, is called hara.
Yeah.
Just as Hara, Lord Shiva, is the cause of destruction, a rule that acts in the same way is also called lopa or hara. So deletion or lopa or hara means removal or deletion of an already existing varna.
Yeah. Got it.
So so
So
so that is lopa or
substitution,
hara.
substitution, insertion, and deletion. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Okay.
Hara, yeah, Shiva.
Hara.
So in that regard, there are two types of hara. So hara is also of two types. The deletion is also of two types. That which causes a mere disappearance is called hara. So when a varna or something is has been is disappeared from our vision or from that particular place, but its existence is still there somewhere.
Okay. Like silent letter. Silent.
Yeah, we can say like that, silent. So that
Okay.
is hara, mere disappearance.
Okay, brother.
But the second one is that which causes a permanent dissolution is called Mahahara. So when there is complete dissolution, there is no silent or means there is no existence at all, either on a gross level or on a subtle level. So that is Mahahara, total deletion, complete deletion.
Okay, Prabhu. We'll see the examples later,
Yes.
right?
So when we see the examples ahead, they will be more clear.
Okay, Prabhu. Nice.
So others call the Mahahara the look. So Mahahara, others they say it look, just the term. So
Okay, Prabhu.
so like
Is it a Sanskrit term, Prabhu? Look,
yeah,
or
Sanskrit term. We say it Mahahara, but others they say it look.
Okay, Prabhu. Got it.
So that's it. So these three sutras we studied, and actually only one sutra is left here. Shall we do it? We'll complete this section.
Okay, Prabhu. Sure, Prabhu.
So Sutrani Shadvidhani. There are 6 kinds of sutras. So now Harinamamrit Vyakaranam is composed of sutras, right?
Yeah.
And in this particular grammar which we are studying, this version, we have around 1200 plus sutras.
Okay.
So sutras are of 6 kinds. Now, these sutras, it's not that all the sutras are of one category. We have 6 kinds of sutras.
Okay.
So the 6 kinds of sutras are Sangya Sutras, Paribhasha Sutras, Vidhi Sutras, Niyama Sutras, Atidesh Sutras, and Adhikara Sutras. So only Sangya is defined here. Other terms will be defined, later on, one by one. So what is a Sangya Sutra? A Sangya Sutra creates a name. So the chapter we are concluding now, the Sangya Prakarana, in this chapter, the sutras, they are Sangya Sutras because they are defining. For example, Tatradau Chaturdasha Sarveshwara. So the first 14 letters, which are the vowels, they are named, they are defined as Sarveshwaras. So that's how such sutras are Sangya Sutras. Is it okay? Atra Nam Karanam Sangya. So Sangya Sutra means those sutras which define, which do the Namkarana. We say Namkarana when we give a name.
Okay.
So when we give a name to a group, when we give a name to something, like the first 14 vowels, we give a name of Sarveshwaras. All the consonants are known as Vishnujanas, and so on. So that is Sangya Sutra.
Okay, so here Tatradau means after Chaturdasha Sarveshwaraha. I mean, Chaturdasha Sarveshwaraha is Samadhi Sutra.
No. I mean, this is full sutra, right?
Yeah, that is full sutra, Prabhu. See, Tatradau means after, right? For the Chaturdasha is the word what we are, is a group what we are calling Sarveshwara.
Okay, means now we are like going into the meaning of the sutra, but now my point is we are just studying how such sutras are called Sangya Sutras. Now
Okay,
that is
the formation is called Sangya Sutra. Okay.
Yes, this sutra is Sangya Sutra.
Okay.
Because it's defining the first 14 letters as Sarveshwaras.
Okay.
So we are
okay. If something is defining something or naming something, it is called Sangya Sutra.
Yeah, if a sutra is defining something, then it is Sangya Sutra.
Like noun.
Like?
Nouns.
No. We are into Sanskrit now. Means we are going into English and all. We are here in Vyakaran, Harinamamrit Vyakaranam. So in this case, Tatradau Chaturdasha Sarveshwaraha. The first 14 letters of the whole alphabet, Sanskrit alphabet, they are defined as Sarveshwara.
Yeah.
So that definition which is given through the sutra, so such sutras are called Sangya Sutras.
Okay, like Dasha Dashavatara is also a Sanya Sutra.
Yes, because it's defining the 10 letters as Dashavatara.
Okay. So all these sutras, most of them are Sanya Sutras only, right?
Yeah, in Sangya Prakaran, all sutras are Sangya.
Okay,
Means
got
the
it.
chapter name is itself Sangya.
No, I didn't read the name of the chapter.
So,
Okay.
so we are reading something which the chapter name we are like,
Okay, sorry about it. That's
no
okay.
problem.
I should have read. I started from Sutra 1, but I didn't see. I
So,
saw chapter 1 and Sutra 1, but I didn't read what this chapter is called.
so this is chapter one part. Actually, this is part one of chapter one.
Okay.
Sangya Prakaran, and the part two of chapter one will be the Sandhi.
Okay. So Jiva Goswami in the last he's telling like all these sutras are called Sanya Sutras.
Yes, but it's not finished. The main Sangya Sutras have been given in this chapter.
Okay.
Whenever needed, Jiva Goswami will introduce more Sangya Sutras in between all other chapters.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, the main ones he has given here.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, so like that. So the other kinds of sutras will be explained later. So the other kinds like paribhasha, vidhi, niyama, atidesh, adhikara. So their definitions, what do they mean, will be described, ahead.
Yeah. Sure,
Some,
Prabhu.
so this is something, some extra explanation. So thus ends the Sangya section. Here we end the Sangya section.
Okay, good, Prabhu. So one section is ended now. Okay.
Yeah, this was the definitive part. So we completed it. And next class onwards, we'll move ahead to Sandhi. So the practicals will start from this Sandhi chapter.
Sure, Prabhu.
So, yeah, okay, we'll read some.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
So this is Canto 1, Chapter 1, and text 6. Rishaya uchuhu tvaya khalu puranani seti hasani chanagha akhyatanya pradhitani dharma shastrani yanyuta. So yesterday we had read that having performed their daily rituals and the rituals pertaining to the sacrifice which they had come for, which was for 1,000 years, planned as such for 1,000 years. So Sahasra Samamasata. So having done that, when Suta Goswami arrived at that point of time, so all the rishis headed by Shaunaka Rishi, they respected him and gave him an asana to sit upon, and they asked questions to him. So this is the first verse where the rishis are speaking and asking to him. So Hey Anagha, Hey Anagha, Nishpapa. Anagha means Nishpapa, one who is not
No,
sinful,
yeah,
who is sinless.
yeah,
And who can be sinless? Who doesn't perform any sin?
yeah. No karma.
Yeah. Or we can say, even if he had performed sin, or someone had performed sin earlier, but when he performs devotional service bhakti, then he becomes nishpapa,
Yeah.
by the performance of devotional service. So
Pure devotee, maybe.
yeah, so oh sinless one, tvaya, by you, bhavata, by you, sa itihasani. So Bharata refers to Mahabharata, and Bharata Adi Itihasani. So this is okay, Sahitani. So Sa Itihasani, which means Mahabharata and scriptures like that, which deals with the history of the Vedic times.
Mhm.
Puranani,
Old one.
not World War. So Mahabharata and Itihasas like that, Ramayana,
Yeah, we call
Mahabharata.
Puranas, right?
Yeah, Puranas can also be there. But when we say Itihasas generally, then Mahabharata, Ramayana, they are preferred
Yeah.
in general. So Puranani, the 18 Puranas, Ashtadasha Puranani,
Puran. Okay.
Utta, Apicha, and also Yani Dharma Shastrani, and also all the Dharma Shastras, all the Shastras pertaining to religion, Dharma, which means Manu Sanhita, Atri Sanhita, Vishnu Harita Sanhita. This is one name of one Sanhita, Vishnu Harita, Adini. So all these Sanhitas also, and so on. Tani Khalu Nishchaya Artha Adhitani. You have surely Adhitani. What is Adhitani? Guroho Sakashat Yatnatah Patitani. That
I read
you
all,
have, what is that, Prabhu?
read all of them.
You have studied hardly. Yatnatah means, with great efforts, with great attention, scrutinizingly. You have read them all, and you have not read them on your own, but Guroho Sakashat, from a guru. So from a guru, you have learned all the scriptures, and all the scriptures means Mahabharata, Ramayana, Ityadi, the Ashtadasha Purana, the 18 Puranas, and also all the other Dharma Shastras, including Manu Samhita, Atri Samhita, Ityadi. There is no doubt about it. That's why they are saying Khalu, Nishchaya Artha. Certainly you have read. And you haven't just read them all. Api, na kevalam adhitani. You haven't just read them all. Na kevalam adhitani means you haven't just read them all, apitu, but also akhyatani cha, which means vyakhyatani api. You have also explained them earlier to your students, or to the audience, who are eager to hear such topics. So you are not just well versed in the scriptures, but you are also well versed in in explaining those scriptures. Because ultimately, all the Rishi Munis here, headed by Shaunaka Rishi, they expect Suta Goswami to enlighten them, right? By his knowledge. So they are praising him that you know all the scriptures, and not just that, you have also explained it earlier. So this is not your first time, this is not your demo or something that you will be, starting it here onwards. You have done that service before as well. So that is Akhyatani Cha. Very simple shloka.
Yeah, good. Got it.
Okay. So the next one is, okay, let me just. So this is Balaram. And then we have okay. So okay, here we go. यानी वेद विदाम श्रेष्ठो भगवान बादरायणः अन्ये च मुनयः सूत परावर विदो विदुः वेत्थ त्वं सौम्य तत्सर्वं तत्त्वतस् तदनुग्रहात् ब्रूयुः स्निग्धस्य शिष्यस्य गुरवो गुह्यम अप्युत, which means, hey Saumya. Again the rishis, they are speaking to Suta Goswami. Hey Saumya. Saumya means hey sadhu. Spelling mistake. Hey sadhu. Sadhu is hey sadhu, oh saint, of a sober nature. Saumya means of a sober nature, who's very gentle.
Great. For example.
What is that, Prabhu?
Oh, great sage.
Saumya generally means sober, who is sober in nature.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, also great, sober. So yani shastrani vidam विद्वत् जनानां श्रेष्ठः प्रधानतः भगवान बादरायणः वेदव्यासः वेद जानाति। अन्ये च अपरे अपि परावरविदः परम निर्गुणम अपरम सगुणम ते ब्रह्मणि विदन्ति ये ते सगुण निर्गुण ब्रह्मज्ञः मुनयः ऋषयः यानि विदुः जानन्ति त्वं तदनुग्रहात् तेषां कृपा प्रभावेण तत्सर्वं तत्त्वतः वित्थ। यतः तत्त्वतो ज्ञाने हेतु वर्ण्यते गुरवः स्निग्धस्य शिष्यस्य गुह्यम् अपि ब्रूयुः. So now the rishis are telling Suta Goswami that, O Suta Goswami, uh, Bhagwan Vadarayana. So Badarayana refers to Ved Vyasji, Vyasdev ji. So Vyasdev ji is the one who is who is the best of all the saints who are well versed in scriptures, because there are many saints, many sadhus who are well versed in scriptures, vidvat, they are vidwan, who knows the scriptures very well. But Ved Vyasji is best of them. Indeed, he has to be, because he just doesn't know the Shastras, he compiled the Shastras also. I mean, especially the Puranas, the Itihasas, and so on. It is Ved Vyasadev who compiled them. So, one who is compiling the scriptures must be a knower of scripture. That's very, that's a fact. So, and Anyacha, also others, Paravara Vidaha, others munis, other rishi munis, who are knowledgeable of both the nirgunam of the impersonal feature and of the personal feature of the Lord. So paravara vida means, the word para means nirgunam, aparam means sagunam. Nirgunam means impersonal, sagunam means personal, the personal feature. So those munis, those rishis who know both aspect of the Parabrahma of the Lord, which means the Nirgun feature, the impersonal aspect, and the personal aspect as well. So such Rishi Munis also they know the scriptures very well. Viduhu Jananti. Now you, Tvam, by their mercy, by the mercy of Vedvyas and by the mercy of such Rishi Munis who know the Lord in great detail, Tattvata. So by their mercy, Tat Anugrahat, Tesham Kripa Prabhavena, by the strength of their mercy, Tat Sarvam, Samagra Shastrani, all the scriptures, Tattvataha, in great detail, as it is, with . So by their mercy, because you have read and learned the scriptures from such sages, you know all those shastras in tattva, in great detail. Yataha and tatvatah jnane heturvarnate. Now, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada ji is telling that that what is the cause, what is the cause for such teachers to enlighten a student, because earlier uh, means it was a brahmanical thing to study from a teacher, and it wasn't like a modern day education where we pay a fees, such thing. So so earlier the teachers, the brahmanas, they were not bound to give knowledge to anyone, and yeah, anyone. So they would only give knowledge to whomever they feel, comfortable with. Oh, yeah, he seems to be authentic person, I should give him. If they understood that the person is not the right eligible student, so they won't give that knowledge, however money he offers them. So like that. So what is the reason for all those sadhus, including Vedvyas, to impart the knowledge in great detail? So he's saying in Bhagavatam, Guravaha, the acharyas, the gurus, spiritual masters, Snigdhasya Shishyasya Guhyam Apibruyu. They speak, they reveal the Guhyam, the, the intricate messages of the scriptures, which are not to be disclosed anywhere else. Anyatra avachyam, rahasyam. They reveal the confidential knowledge of the scriptures, which is which should be untold, undisclosed anywhere else, to such a shishya disciple who is snigdha. What is snigdha? Guru Vishayaka Premagata Vishrabdasya, who has got great affection for the teacher.
Okay.
So it's not just a formality of imparting knowledge, and I personally believe in the same thing actually. Not because I teach, even I learned from home also that there should be a very good mutual bonding between the student and the teacher, and it shouldn't be just a commercial thing, especially when we are, in spiritual line.
Yeah,
So
Prabhu. Prabhu.
so Guravaha Snigdhasya Shishyasya, it should happen like this only. And it happens like that. Otherwise, although we may impart knowledge, but when there is no such Snigdhasya, such bonding, then the knowledge won't pass.
Yeah.
Won't pass to that extent. So Snigdhasya Shishyasya Guhyam Apibruyu. So this is the point the rishis are mentioning to Suta Goswami.
Yeah, Prabhu. Got it. Wonderful.
So like that, bro.
Yeah, good, Prabhu. Good. They're explaining each and every aspect, Prabhu.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's in detail actually. So, yes. Okay, so we'll stop here for today. So, please digest.
Hey, no problem, Prabhu. This thing
So,
I can, again, there is nothing like I can just remember the flow of the meaning of these things. I need not remember the slokas. The other one I have to remember the slokas where I have to do some work. I mean the sutras.
yeah,
But it is good, Prabhu. Maybe I think after some practice and all, I would be able to read them perfectly and try to understand most of the vocabulary. Maybe.
yes, bro.
I mean, these words like Guhyam and all, we hear. Guhyam